Hey ladies and gentlemen, I'm Shawn, MoparEcodiesel.com. So, right here I have my brand new engine, and this is your EGR diffuser tube, and this is what it should look like brand spanking new, never used. So here we go. I'm going to show you a modification that I'm going to do. So we have our inlet here. This is removed off my brand new motor. Okay, you can see she's all nice and pretty. And I can get you a really good clean shot of the back here if I don't drop what I'm trying to make the video about. Okay, almost done, almost ready. So here we have the back side of the EGR. Oddly, it looks kind of weird. Looks like it was rained on or something in there. Let me clean this up for you. So we have this temperature probe here, and come on camera, zoom in. There we go. I know what I can do. I can help it. Okay, so we have this temperature probe there, and that probe is going to monitor the before and after EGR cooler temperature. So it's part of a critical system that this has flow in order to work properly. And let me see if I can get a shot of the back of the motor. Let's see if we can find another temperature probe back here. Okay, so we got the DPF pressure sensor here. VGT actuator, oil return line, or send line. Okay, there's a temperature sensor right there. Okay, so you got your EGR inlet right here. You got your temperature sensor right here. So it's going to monitor your exhaust temperature here and here. So there's going to be a differential. It's going to check your cooler's efficiency and your flow. So this is a vacuum actuated EGR vane here. It's run off of your vacuum pump that's on the front of your motor. Right here, you see this little connector that goes to your swirl valves. Fuel pressure switch there. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to modify it. And I'm also going to show you, this is going to be rare shot. This is what your motor is supposed to look like, brand spanking new. Brand new. So you can see your swirl valves in there. They're actually made of plastic, and they're actually white. Or yellow? No, they're white. Okay? So those little swirl valves are plastic, and they're white. And the intake is just, as you can see, it's just beautiful in there, nice and clean. No carbon, no mess, nothing messed up. So yeah, I know what's going on with the engines when they are when you're starting it up in the morning and it's cold. Those swirl valves are open right now because the motor is not closing them because there's no energy actuating the solenoid to keep them closed at an idle. And when you hit the gas, they're supposed to return to its normal position by a spring. And when those things get carbon on them and build up an oil sludge from the CCV and from the EGR, they're going to stick closed until the temperature of the manifold gets hot enough to release it. So in the United States, we don't have the chemicals and the proper cleaning agents to clean the intake manifold. It's just they won't pass EPA regulations. So, you know, America is just freaking behind the entire planet Earth when it comes to diesel technology and how to clean them and maintain our diesels. So we're all kind of in an infant stage amazingly, even though we used to be the world leaders in innovation, design, and technology, and now we're just fucking consumers. So so yeah, I just wanted to show you what a brand new motor will look like, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So we got our EGR diffuser tube here, right? Brand new, nice and clean, brand new motor. Okay, so I went to the store and I picked up some stuff. This is available at any one of your stores for 1-inch drains. This is a little thing that goes in your like your RVs. Check this bad boy out. I dropped it on the ground, so it's a little dirty. I'm an idiot. Okay, so here's your drain, and you see the lip that it has right there? It's important that you have the lip. Now check this bad boy out. So we're going to take the EGR diffuser tube, and this is the side going into out of the EGR. And watch this. Watch this. This is pretty cool. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Look at how flush. Look at how perfect that fit is. Stainless steel. Okay. Oh, look, check it out. Of course, it's made in flippin' Taiwan. Alright, so we got inside of here is a little recess boss. Perfect. Okay, so I've got two options. Oh my gosh, I dropped the screen too. I'm such an idiot. No, I didn't. It's right here. Okay, so then I bought this screen, stainless steel outdoor screen for your screen door. This cost me $1, $1 for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a little piece of this, a little circle of this, and I'm going to lay it in there. And what's going to happen is this will kind of restrict the flow a little bit. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a little bit of a flow restriction and a kind of a filter effect to where those soot particles will collect on it. Now, the shitty thing is you have to remove the air intake tube in order to access these two bolts. Kind of sucks, but I don't know what else to do. The tuning people don't call me. Nobody contacts me. I don't know what the fuck the deal is, but nobody returns my calls. Everybody knows who I am when I call, but just nobody wants to frickin' deal with me, I guess. So I don't know what the dang problem is. But so I'm just gonna come up with something myself, and I'm kind of excited to show something that I found. I was gonna do like a blanking plate and cut out do a template here and cut out my own plate. A spacer and drill a 13mm hole in it until I found this, and this is just fantastic. So what you want to do is there's a filtering thing that we used to do in natural gas systems to filter, and it's called coalescing. And when you're taking a hot, oily fluid and you cool it down, you're going to change the molecular properties to a different stage. And so when we take natural gas compresses. When you compress natural gas, it's really super hot, okay? And so basically that's like this here. The crankcase vapors coming out of the CCV are really hot, okay? And the oil particles are attached to the air molecules, and when they're coming through, you want them to condense on something, and you want a little bit of a temperature drop. You want the material that they're condensing on to be cooler so that it will collect and then drip down and run down. So we want to kind of do the same thing with this, because as you guys have noticed, this tube here has this sock to keep this tube nice and warm. Plus, it has this big, thick, heavy pad. I mean, this sucker's pretty heavy. I'll bet you that weighs 1 or 2 pounds. This thing's pretty heavy duty. This is not like a little piece of foam. So, let me stick this back on here. So, let me put that on. Yeah, this went on like that. Okay. Alright. So this thing goes on here like this on your motor. And as you can see, the part of the engine where there is no EGR backup and soot, like there are problems with the Cummins, is underneath this cover. It is perfect. The only place where soot was collecting was here to here, and that's where the intake air coming in is cooler because it went through the intercooler, and this exposed piece right here. There wasn't any soot condensation built up from here to here. Okay, so you can see that. So you take the pad off, and so what we're going to do is install this, and I know I'm going to have to clean this regularly, which is going to kind of suck, but I would rather have this cleaning out. I'd rather clean this out than clean out this intake and have that carbon go in there and hurt my valves. I don't have an engine to show you the internals of what a carboned up intake looks like. Fords have had the worst problems. Like the 5.0 Mustangs, that's my specialty, is the 5-liter engine. And I used to take carbon rocks like this out of the valley. When you take the intake manifold off, I would scrape off chunks of rock carbon like this big around the push rods, and you know, it was all heat. You have to heat the hell out of the motor to prevent that carbon from building up like that. And so EGRs have been my worst enemy on every vehicle I've ever worked on. Defeating them has always been a pain in the ass. Seems like the engineers are just geniuses when it comes to the way that the vehicles run with an EGR. So, but I'm not gonna totally defeat the system, but I am gonna install this bad boy. So if I don't lose it, I'm gonna install it. So something I noticed is this little EGR motor here looks like the same. I'm going to pull this clip off here if I can. Let me see how it works. I'm pulling off my other one. It's a 6-pin, but I think that the motor itself is the same as the Cummins and the Mitsubishis and the Subarus. I think this is common worldwide. Oh, it's a 5-pin. But I think this thing is pretty universal worldwide. So you got the 4 bolts here where you'd release the motor, but to get it off the block here, you got these here. You know what I noticed different about this motor too is I have some tamper seal. This isn't on my other motor. See that? Check and see if these are on your engine. I don't have this on mine. On my 2014, I don't have any of this on my motor. Interesting. Oh, you know what? Something else. I've heard some people kind of concerned about them leaking water or oil out of this. You can see this is a brand new motor, never been used or started or anything. This is assembly grease right here that they use. It's really sticky and thick. And when you guys get your motors brand spanking new, this is actually, I wiped some of it off, but it's actually like petroleum jelly in there. It's really thick and comes up. But when this thing heats up, the heat from it makes it kind of run down and dirt sticks to it. But if you guys wash your motor, it'll never return. So you guys aren't leaking. This isn't leaking. You know, I mean, I've always had people, I've always been reading people concerned about that, and it's just not leaking. So don't worry about it. You guys are fine. Let's see. Any other neat stuff on the motor? Nope. So there you guys go. Enjoy.